places.
Is there sushi? There's a lot of sushi places in Vegas. Yeah.
So many.
Funny
So
story.
many.
I know we're gonna get off the tangent here. Before, it's already live. I really don't care. But when I went to Bobby Flay's Burger Place.
Masa?
Awful, awful. No, it was like more of like a fast food Bobby Flay burger place.
Oh, okay.
Bobby
I think I
Flay's
know what you're
Burgers
talking
or
about.
whatever. It was terrible though.
Are
It was
you
awful.
starting this off shitting on Bobby Flay?
I think I am. Well, the video version will probably get this. The audio version, I might edit it, but it is what it is.
I
So
love
this is the
Bobby Flay.
benefits.
Beat Bobby Flay.
I love Bobby Flay. I just think that his burger.
Remember him on Entourage?
Yes, I do remember him on Entourage.
I love Bobby Flay. He's hot. He's a hot ginger. There you go.
Wait a minute. You think Bobby Flay's hot? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's like
this
too
is
old.
like, I feel like this is the bonus content that we'll give the people that are watching.
Bonus content that has nothing to do with the OC.
Exactly. But it does, because we're going to segue to Vegas on this episode. So
yes,
welcome everybody to another episode of the OC podcast. I am your host, Ricky. On today's episode, we are inching closer to the season finale. Season 1, episode 26, The Strip, which is a
first off, why is it not called The Vegas?
It should be. I literally thought the same thing. Like, it should be called The Vegas.
Wow.
And for those of you at home who have been listening for the last 25 episodes, you know my co-host here. Kenzie, how are you today?
I'm great. I really love this episode. I was like a little disappointed when I saw the thing. I was like, I don't remember if I like this one. And I love this one.
It's
action-packed.
Yeah, this is like, I literally had to write down I wrote down several of the plot points that kind of happened, and most of it happens in like the last 10 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, like it like speeds up. It's like, oh shit, there's only 10 minutes left. Like,
that's exactly what I was doing. I was like, because when you first, you're like, oh, okay, it's all right. And then they get to Vegas and it's like, oh, that's good. That's cute.
And they're plugging this hotel, and then it's like, boom, 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 boom.
And you're like, oh, and then it's the end, and it's like, oh, like.
The ending shocked me. I was like, wait, there's like 10 minutes left, right? Like,
yes. Such a great episode. But season 1, episode 26 is The Strip. On IMDb, it's got 412 ratings of 8.2. Pretty good. Bounce back off of the shower episode. It's the highest rated episode since The Goodbye Girl, which was an 8.4. So
interesting.
Yeah. Season finale has got a pretty high rating, but
yeah.
All right, our favorite part of the episode every week is the synopsis. I don't hate it, I don't think.
Okay.
So this week we have the Cohen men along with Ryan and Caleb. First off, Ryan's a Cohen, okay?
Yeah.
Let me stop right there. Maybe I don't like
I don't like this.
I like the wording. Along with Ryan and Caleb, set out to Las Vegas for a bachelor party. Meanwhile, the girls are having fun with their own adventures. Outside of not lumping Ryan in with the Cohen, it's not terrible. I mean,
it's not terrible. I just hate that.
Far worse.
I hate that.
Yeah. Ryan's a Cohen, period.
Yeah, period.
I'm going to go in there and edit that myself.
Honestly.
I just want to throw it out here. We saw, as we do every week, we get the previously on. I hate Teresa. I was on Reddit because last week when I posted our episode everywhere, I just said that we hate Teresa, and everybody was commenting, and they're like, we do too. So we're just like, it's nice.
Cool. I was kind of scared people can be like mad about it, like, because I don't hate her the way I hate Oliver. I just think like she acts like she does everything for Ryan, and I'm like, you're trying. I don't know, like, just admit what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. She likes Ryan. It's fine, right. But like, admit it. Like, don't be like, I don't want Ryan to know, but I'm gonna live in his town. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's okay.
We opened the opening of this episode's hilarious. Like, it's
yeah. So I have a question about it though.
Yes.
There's not an extra bedroom in their house.
I see. That's the thing. I thought, but is Haley staying there?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought Haley was staying there too, though.
Maybe. Okay.
But in that big of a house,
she's never at that house.
But
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she is, but like they never show her. Maybe because she's at Jimmy's.
Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's on the table. So why can't he sleep in her bed in the guest bedroom while she's?
I just like don't believe that there's only one guest bedroom in that entire house.
Right, because you're thinking about there's the pool room, right? So that's one bed, Seth's room, the master bedroom, and then a guest. So there's only 4 bedrooms in that master.
I don't believe that because my house in Texas that I grew up in is way smaller, obviously, and has way more bedrooms than that. So
Yeah, I'm calling BS. But
Yeah.
Seth is Ryan's trying to sleep
On the floor.
on the floor. So he's already as uncomfortable as possible. He's living with his, ex, whatever she is.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a
I
good
think they were boyfriend and girlfriend
before
before.
he left, right?
Yeah, so she's still technically an ex-girlfriend. It's just like
Right.
I don't know
Still
what they
very
were in
weird.
their reunion.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, we find out what they were in the reunion a little bit later.
Yeah.
So does Marissa.
Oh
But
god.
Ryan keeps on poking and prodding, at him and just trying to kind of force him to wake up.
Well,
And
so Seth wants to talk about Summer.
yes,
And Ryan's like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna sleep.
basically, yes. But then he spins it
He spins it.
in a
He's like,
fantastic way.
what do you think about like when is Teresa leaving? Like, what's Teresa gonna do? And Ryan's like, I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
But he can't fall asleep. I love the music when he opens his eyes. He's like, you know what? I don't know. He's like, what do you think? It's like, Seth, come on. Seth, come on. Like he turns into Seth.
He does, exactly. And then the funny thing about it is, Seth does bring up the bad word in this episode very early on.
Oliver.
Yes. He said, how would you feel if Oliver was sleeping on your on the couch?
Yeah, like it's a very like valid point. Like, of course Marissa's gonna act like it's fine.
Yeah.
But it is your
same way you acted it was fine that Oliver was hanging out with Marissa.
Like, come on. Yeah. And then all of a sudden now Ryan wants to go talk to Teresa.
Yeah, exactly.
Which they never really let us know. Like, what time is it? I thought it was like 3 a.m., but then like they go to Teresa's room and she's like unloading groceries. Like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe like midnight-ish. Maybe she got off a late shift.
Yeah, it's still, at a bakery at midnight.
But she said she took a second. Well, yeah, I don't know.
A bakery probably closes at like 9 p.m.
They're also super young, so like I remember being like 16, 17, yeah, you would stay up.
They wouldn't let us. Yeah, but like I don't know, would you go intrude on someone else?
No, definitely not that.
And my parents were always like weird about us like wandering the house at night. Like,
yeah, they'd
be like, okay, if you're going to bed, like go, you're staying in your room. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, don't be weird. Yeah,
don't go hang out in all the other. I say that like we had all these rooms. Like, we didn't have all these, but like. Like they were like, if you're going to bed, you can't go to like the TV room and like watch TV. Like it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of weird that they just kind of show up and they're like, hey, what's going on? Like,
and I like how jumpy she is. She's like, what the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah, which we find out why she's super jumpy.
She's like, I am tired. Bye.
Yes. My girlfriend's dating her father. I died at that line. I'm just gonna.
It was so funny because they're like talking about like we can all hang out tomorrow, like Marissa, Ryan, Teresa, and Seth's like, and me because my girlfriend's currently dating her father. And Ryan is so mad. He's like, Seth, like, it's so funny.
It's hilarious. I love it. And then of course they leave, and as they leave, Teresa pulls a little pregnancy test out of her grocery bag.
Okay, so I was confused about that because she came out of the bathroom, right? So we were under the impression she was taking the test in the bathroom, right? But why was the test still in the grocery bag?
Yeah. If that was the case, then why wasn't she trying to like pull stuff out of the bag while they entered the room instead of like, because she awkwardly came out of the bathroom like.
Yeah, like she took the test and she got the results.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless maybe she got 2, Possibly. But when you, I don't know anything about pregnancy tests, but like when you like use them both, I don't know. Can you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do 2 of them just to verify that the first one is whether A, going to change their life for the good, or B, change their life for the bad.
Maybe like that was the backup test.
And if this is the instance, this instance is not very good because we don't know who baby daddy is,
and she's just so young.
The gruesome twosome are around.
Okay, so I have a lot of questions here. So Julie is they're all at the Cohens.
Yes. Why?
Julie and Caleb having breakfast. Julie is showing him wedding venues.
Yes.
They later tell us they're getting married the next week. Mm-hmm. And they're just now picking out a wedding venue?
Yeah, we talked about this last week about how whoever her wedding person is, they're probably not getting paid enough. Like
No, but
Not even nearly
if
enough.
you decided like, hey, I'm getting married in 2 weeks, the first thing you would do is be like, where the fuck is it going to be?
Exactly. 100%.
So
That's the first
in
thing
6 days, she's getting married and is like, where should we do it? How does she have so many options available?
It is Caleb Nichols.
Like, I understand the money, but like, come on. Like, I mean, we're led to believe this is summertime.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's wedding season.
So there is no way there are the Four Seasons, a Hyatt, and this beautiful cathedral are all available on a weekend.
Yeah, I don't buy it either.
You know how many weddings? There's like 2 a day. Like some places, like one bride comes in, gets married, they leave, they redecorate. Next bride comes, like that's all they are. Their businesses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't buy this for a second. But this is probably my favorite part of the whole episode. I know we're very early into this, but so Julie goes, can you just pick a venue? You never answer me. You're always working. And then Kirsten is like, wait, we only had this breakfast so we could work because you're always planning the wedding. And then Julie and Kirsten kind of like look at each other like, he's been telling me he's with you and he's been telling me that he's with you.
Yep.
Best part of the whole interaction though is Sandy turns around and goes, KK, what is going on?
So like, good.
What's the truth, KK? What's been going on?
I love he's got a new nickname for his ass too, like KK.
Hilarious. I literally could not stop laughing.
Yeah, and then I do love the whole breakdown of there being a bachelor party, and
so
he's
he's going to Vegas, or he's going to Nevada for one night for a business trip. Yep. And Kirsten is like, business trip? Like, we work together. What fucking business trip? And she's like, in Nevada? Yeah. And then Julia's like, wait a minute. Nevada for one night, the weekend before our wedding. And he's like, yes, it's a business dinner. And she's like, in Las Vegas? And then Sandy's like, that sounds like a bachelor party, KK.
I love how he calls him. He's like, he's just enjoying himself way too much right now.
It's just hilarious.
It's so good. And then
Sandy kind of invites everyone.
Yes, literally.
Julie delivers the funniest line. She's like, Vegas, family fun for everyone. I was like, oh my God. It was really funny.
Right. First off, let me explain something. Vegas is not fun for anybody under the age 21.
So yes and no. I think kids would really like it. I just think it's like once you're like 16 and aware of drinking that you won't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're like not aware of, like, you're younger and you don't understand like drinking and stuff like that, like there's lots of stuff to do and like whatever. But it's just like once you're able to like understand like, oh, these people are drunk, that you're like, what? Exactly. And like when you're like 15, you're like, I want to gamble, and they're like, you're not 21, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, screw off. So,
but I think Seth and Ryan are kind of like clueless that like Vegas is really strict on fake IDs.
Well, we realize that really fast when they get there.
Yeah, but I think like they think like this is going to be, but I also think like they probably just went out of town.
Yeah.
But Sandy kind of like invites them.
Invites them.
And then he's like, I love the Vegas.
Yes.
It's like, Vegas, I love it. And then Ryan is so funny because he kind of says it back to him. He's like, I've never been to the Vegas, but I've been to the Reno. And I'm like, why are we calling it the? Hilarious.
The Reno?
So then Sandy can't stop inviting people to a bachelor party that is not his, that he's not throwing.
Yes.
So he goes to Jimmy's. Yeah. And he invites Jimmy, and he's like, of course I want to go. This guy got Julie off my back. This guy bought our restaurant, made me a millionaire. Like, of course I want to reward. Like, he's like, I'll buy him for second. The better line is he goes, I'll give it to him myself. It's hilarious. So Jimmy's like showing Sandy on his laptop this house he's gonna buy Marissa. So
gorgeous house.
Beautiful house right on the beach. And he says the sweetest thing. He's like, I just want Marissa to have a house that she's like proud of. Like, I want her to have a home she like loves. So that's awkward because we know she's not going to live with him.
Yes.
So then Jimmy's realtor comes, and Jimmy's in the other room getting paperwork. And she kind of is like, I mean, how much money did you guys make? Like, I can't believe this other guy is going to put this development in there. Like, huge shopping center, like all this stuff. And Sandy is starting to realize they kind of got
ripped off. Yeah.
To be fair, though, like that is what Caleb made his money off of, is doing deals like this. Like they kind of should have known. Like, aren't they both smart? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
maybe not.
Like, well, yeah. I mean, Sandy's been skeptical, but he's finally starting to see. But at the same time, he's like, all right, this is Jimmy's happy.
Now Sandy has money that isn't Kirsten, so it's like a little like
it
does bother him.
Exactly. So, but yeah, at this particular moment, he starts slowly putting the pieces together as we move on. Yeah, Marissa, Ryan.
This is a really funny, weird conversation. So like it starts out with Marissa being like, I guess I have to tell my dad, like I'm moving in with the gruesome twosome this weekend. He's like, I think your dad might be going to Vegas. And she's like, why do you think that? And he's like, because I might be going to Vegas.
What do you mean might?
Okay, it's really funny to me. Like they don't address how weird it is that like he's going to Vegas with like his girlfriend's dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, isn't that weird?
It's super weird. Well, he's going to Vegas with his girlfriend's dad, but also going with her soon-to-be stepfather as well. Yeah, so
it's like really weird. They kind of like skim over that really fast. I don't know.
Because they brings up prostitution or prostitutes and
yeah, and I'm like, you're thinking about that, and like your dad is going. I don't know. It's weird. But then he's like, I can't go because I can't leave Teresa, and she's like, what about me? Which, I was like, yeah, Ryan. But then he like kind of tries to backtrack it, and he's like, well, you have Summer, you have your mom, like she has no one. And Marissa's a trooper, and she's like, she has me.
Take care of her.
I'll handle her. Like, I'll assist. I'll be her friend. She's like, I'm your girlfriend, right? And I'm like, oh shit, she's pissed. Like, Ryan
put his ass on the spot. Like,
yeah, like brutal. So then he's like, okay. Yeah. And then we transition to something more awkward. Julie is hounding Kirsten to let her get strippers. And she's talking about
like how many times do you feel like she's overlooked the idea that she's getting married to Kirsten's dad? Like,
I think that she just doesn't think about it. Like, I think
no, she doesn't, because they're obviously they're best friends, right? You know what I mean? Like they're best friends.
Yeah.
And it's weird. They're like best friends, like Summer and Marissa are best friends. Like they're like one's over here and one's all over here. You know what I mean? Like they're, but I just feel like she's like in her head talking to her best friend about having like this bachelorette party, not remembering, hey, you're marrying my father. Like,
it's weird because later when like Haley gets involved, she's like, it's our dad. And I'm like, why isn't Kirsten thinking like that? But I don't know, maybe Kirsten's able to just like block it out somehow. Like, because she's accepted the relationship. So
and she kind of realizes like, whatever, he's happy, whatever. And like, it's kind of gotten her off. He's kind of loosened up a little bit since she's been with.
Yeah. And it's just like, he was more involved with Kirsten day to day, but since Julie's around, he kind of like stays away from.
Yeah. And she's super happy with that.
It's just really funny. She's like, Todd from accounting recommended this place called the Petting Zoo. And she's like, it's not really legal. And Kirsten's like, I'm not going to a place called the Petting Zoo. The funniest thing, the funniest line delivery. And Kirsten's like, we don't need strippers. Let's just have a classy bachelorette cocktail party. Yeah. And Julie's like, I want tequila shooters. I want strippers. I want like cheap margaritas. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, she wants the bachelorette party she wanted when she got married to Jimmy, when she was like trashy and young, but she was pregnant, so she couldn't have it. So she's like,
so now she's making up for it. She's like, I'm making up for it this time.
I'm kind of like, sure, go for it. It's your, but I don't really get bachelor and bachelorette parties because I'm like, you already made the commitment. Like, are you real? Like, I don't know. Like, celebrate it, yes, but the whole like pretending you're gonna cheat thing is like really fucking weird to me.
Yeah, it's this weirdest thing. Like, you're literally about to get married to the person for the rest of their life. Like, I don't understand the whole stripper thing either. Even as a guy, I don't understand. It's just weird.
I don't get it.
It's like,
we went to a like a drag club for mine, and there were just like, so there was a Britney Spears impersonator, there was a Madonna impersonator, and a Nicki Minaj one, and it was so fun.
Yeah, like that sounds like
I'll highly recommend that instead of strippers. But nobody's having bachelorette parties in COVID, so maybe after
Zoom bachelor parties.
Oh my God,
Zoom strippers. We're opening a business right now after the show.
Oh my God.
Seth and Summer. This is
This
the one
really
I've been waiting for.
This
I've been
hurt.
waiting for this.
It
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Because Seth is like, you're not going to really like change your mind because of what your dad thinks. And she's like, he's my dad. And I just, every time, like, if they had built their relationship a little more, like her dad and Summer, I would understand this a lot more. But because they didn't, it's like really weird. But it is like she's always complained about her stepmoms. Like, she probably is very close to her dad, even though we don't see it. So that's why, but it's still like infuriating. And he delivers the most heart-wrenching line. He's like, I care about you. That's all that should matter. And he's like, but clearly it doesn't. And I was just like, damn, bro. Like,
that hurt me.
That hurt.
Like, it hurt. I loved it though. Seth was laying down the law. You know what I mean? And it's just like, look, if you're not going to want to be with me, you know, regardless of kind of what your dad says, your dad will have to get to love me regardless. If you still like are be like, hey, look, Dad, I know you don't like him, but this is why I like him type of situation.
Yeah, like she didn't even try. I don't know.
Yes.
It bothers me.
And then we have Seth, Ryan, Marissa, right? So I have a question. I understand they're trying to get they're trying to get money together, okay? All right. But with being underage and with the history that Ryan has, what world does card counting sound like it's a good idea? Like,
okay, so that's something I wrote down was like Ryan never goes for Seth's stupid ideas. He's always like, no, and like against them.
Line and sinker.
But this one, he's like, sure, let's do it. I'm like,
all in on it.
But I'm like, so can you just address like that means he's super into Teresa?
Yes, it does. And he's trying to help her get to Atlanta.
I don't know where she got the $2,000 number. Like, what do you mean you need $2,000 to get to Atlanta? Like,
is that a bus or like a
like
a bus? I don't know. Cost that much?
Like I don't know. It's
Seth
very
is
weird.
Donating his $1,000 in bar mitzvah bonds, though.
I love that he calls it that because I'm like, if they're just savings bonds, like they're just savings bonds.
They're not bar mitzvah bonds.
I remember getting those all the time growing up from my grandma, and I'd be like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?" And then when I got to cash them, I was like, "Okay."
Exactly. Now I love them. Okay, so they show the intro to Vegas, right? And this is where I get a little bit sad because for me, like Vegas is always like razzle dazzle and it looks cool. And like at night, it looks pretty cool. But if your first experience is ever to walk the strip in the middle of the day, it's
gross.
It's disgusting. And it's not to say that at night it's not disgusting either, because it's the same disgusting. It's just dark outside, but like the lights are cool. So like that to me is like the.
And like at night, people are like going out. In the day, it's like people struggling going home because people stay out all night there. Like,
I had a couple of all-night adventures in Vegas a few times when I was out there, but it's just
I used to go so much because unlike Sandy, I don't call it the Vegas. I used to call it Vegas-ny for Brittany. And
that makes sense.
Speaking of, when they first walk into the hotel, you can see Brittany's baby one more time outfit.
Yes, you can.
On display. So cute.
Display.
It's not real. They lost it.
So real quick, this is probably my favorite part of the episode right here. I love this whenever they walk up and the lady goes, the Coens have arrived. And see, this is what I said. Okay, so this is what I wrote down, by the way, for person that wrote the synopsis. I said the Coens have arrived plus Caleb. I didn't say the Coens have arrived plus Ryan and Caleb. I said the Coens have arrived plus Caleb. So I'm going to put that out there. The lady walks up, like the concierge or whatever, walks up and goes, which one of you is Coen? And I like Sandy.
Mr. Coen.
Are you? Which one of you, Mr. Coen? And Sandy like goes to step forward, and Seth just sideswipes him and goes, "That's like basically that's me." Like,
yeah, I'm Seth. We spoke on the phone. Great to meet you. And I literally wrote down like, of course, Seth micromanaged the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I love that when she walks away, Sandy's like, the penthouse, and he's like, whose card did you put this on? He's like, the old man. Like, I love you, son. It's so hilarious. It was so good.
Such a great banter. And then we go into the room and
the bowling alley. Caleb describes it best. What does he say? He's like, this is like
$1 million frat house.
Yeah. And I'm like, it is.
Yeah, basically. And Caleb is not thrilled at all.
He just seems distracted.
Yes, because he knows how. I think he knows how important the meeting or dinner that he's going to is. You know what I mean? He's about to make millions of dollars.
He didn't want a bachelor party.
No, he didn't even want all of these people there with him. Like he would have probably stayed. I mean, he didn't even want to stay at that hotel. I forget, what did he want to stay at?
He went to Caesars, which is my favorite hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
I literally wrote down. So they try to ask the concierge for a tour of the casino.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, I just need your IDs. And then she's like, because we always get underage kids using IDs, and then we have to kick them out of the hotel. And they're like, oh, never mind. And then he's like, we'll find a different casino. And Ryan goes, a youth casino? I'm like, what is a youth casino? It's so funny.
Oh, it's so good. I died laughing whenever he said that. I love whenever he talks about he wants to have gambling addicted alcoholic
babies with the hotel.
With the hotel. Yes.
But I miss hotels. I'm a huge hotel person. Like I love hotels so much. I really miss them. I can't wait to go back to a hotel. Yeah. I'll just go to a hotel in LA. I don't care.
I literally will find, like, I like staying at a good hotel. Like, it's just what I like to do. I mean, I will pay a little extra money to stay in a nicer hotel just to, whatever.
I love like hotels that have signature scents. I love hotels. I just love bathrobes, the fluffy ones. Oh, room service.
Oh God. Oof.
Like I don't have cables because we just have all the streaming services. And so I love going to a hotel and just like watching random shit on cable.
Yes, you just literally flip through the channels and find random shit to watch.
And then it's like you're always somewhere else, so like the channels are different, different order, and you feel so like out of it. Oh. Yeah. Always watch like Food Network, like Guys Grocery Games. Speaking of Bobby Flay, Beat Bobby Flay, all of those classic Food Network shows.
Yeah, Food Network sponsors while we're out of here.
Honestly, just
this episode's brought to you by Beat Bobby Flay.
Which, by the way, I could beat Bobby Flay. Just saying.
You hear that, Bobby Flay?
He's like absolutely fucking nice. Like, get out of here with your stupid vegetarian food. I'm just kidding. He actually is really cool about vegetarian food in that show. Yeah. Anyway, KK is being very secretive. He's like, I have to go. And they're like, where? We just got here. Like, and he's like, he just disappears.
Just vanishes. Yes, and then Kiki goes to get the help of Haley.
Yes.
To get a stripper.
Yes.
And Haley she's excited.
She at first is like, what did you do? Like, what does Julie have on you? Like, how do you get yourself into this? And Kirsten's like, I wish I knew. Like, I wish.
Yeah, I have no clue. Like, I have no clue. And then we switch back, which Seth has forgotten about Summer, huh?
Wait. We skipped one thing. Oh. So Caleb is gambling.
Oh, yes.
And Sandy finds him and is like, where's the party? Like, because he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
And then he's like talking about the money, and he's like, Jimmy wants to buy this house for Marissa and him. And Caleb's like, well, last I checked with Marissa, she's moving in with us. And Sandy has this look on his face, like, the fuck you talking about? Like,
right. That doesn't sound like the Marissa I know.
You like hilarious, but
actually, it's less about Caleb, more about living with Julie.
She live with anyone other than Julie.
Exactly. And then
but Seth has totally like he's pretending he's forgotten about Summer.
Even though,
but then Ryan's like, you just left her voicemail.
Like 20 minutes ago. He's like, what 20 minutes?
Yeah, he's like, that's everything in Seth's world. Some random girl walks up to them.
Yeah.
Well, kisses.
Ryan forces Seth. This guy is oozing confidence first, so then Ryan sends him over to the girls, and then he goes over, and then he comes back, and then he goes over, and then some random girl comes and
like, I have to kiss you.
Yes.
And then kisses them, and she's like, sorry.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
She's like, sorry. This hotel is really like uptight with security, and like if you're not with a guest, you can't be here.
Yeah. So what was the thing that they showed that random guy? Like that random guy never shows up again. He wasn't like security or anything. Like I thought like that for me.
I think it was just a ploy.
Oh, okay. Got to make it look like there was. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. And then Summer calls.
And she's like, listen, Seth, like, I just want to talk over this. And the girl's like, I need to kiss you again.
Yeah.
And she kisses Seth, and she's like, "You're such a good kisser." And then Summer overhears the whole thing, hangs up, and is like, "I'm gonna go to Vegas and kick his ass."
Yep. Which is, she gets that pretty fast, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. But
even if she flew, it's totally like it's like an hour.
Yeah.
But I don't know how she would fly so last minute. I don't know. And like she's not 18. Like,
oh, how's she gonna get it? Yeah.
But this random girl invites them to a poker game.
Well, they're trying to win some money, and they're trying to win. And then she tells them about this poker game on the not so nice parts of Vegas that we talk about.
Outside the strip, off the strip
of the Vegas. And then Sandy.
So I like the way this camera's done, that they're all in the same little beach area. And I also really am into Vacation Jimmy. You know how everyone has vacation behaviors?
Yes.
Jimmy just looks so relaxed. He's shirtless, drinking a beer, just looks so chill.
Yeah.
Like Sandy still looks like Sandy. Like there is no such thing as vacation Sandy.
No, Sandy's just always Sandy.
But so Sandy looks really stressed and like freaking out and like whatever. But Vacation Jimmy is living it up. He's just casual, no shirt, chilling. He's like, who cares if Sandy, what's Caleb ripped us off? Like that's what he does. Like we still got millions. Like come on. And then he's like, well, he told me Marissa's moving in with them. And Vacation Jimmy shattered.
He's no longer having fun.
Yeah, we had him for like 2 minutes. Like Sandy can't let anyone be on vacation. But I really like
I'm miserable. Now you're going to be miserable. Like,
but I like that he doesn't hold on to it because like that could have been a secret between them, and like it just would have been bad.
It was a great moment, and I also feel like I think Sandy knew what he's kind of doing too, because he's already pissed and like riled up against Caleb. You know what I mean? So he's like on that verge already, right?
Yeah.
So, this chick brought Ryan and Seth to the sketchiest bar I have potentially ever. I mean, I've been to a few of these like this, but
it's just scary because like they're underage and like they're trying to like win money. So it's like you don't want to be somewhere like that. Like,
and they look compared to they did a fantastic job here with the casting of these people, because they look like they're like 30 years old, younger than all of the people, except for the one guy with the hat or whatever. But outside of that, everybody else looks like they're like 30 years older than Ryan.
Like they're older than they're playing. So like that must have been a whole thing.
Yes, for sure. Great scene.
But
creepy.
It's so scary. But I also like she's like, let's go get drinks. I'm like, they're underage. Like, which I want to point out as a plot hole later on. Anyway, so we cut to Marissa and Teresa hanging out. Marissa's like, do you want to order food? Do you want sushi? And she's like, I can't have sushi. And then she's like, do you want anything to drink? Coffee, tea, beer? And she's like, I can't have beer. And then she's like, I mean, I shouldn't. And then Marissa's like, the fuck? Like, you can't have sushi. You can't drink. Like, are you pregnant? Like, joking. And she's like.
So, question.
Yes.
This is Teresa being Teresa again.
Yeah, she wanted her to know.
Exactly. She didn't have to say. She didn't have to say. Well, she could have been like, yeah, I just don't feel like drinking. I'm not in the mood. You know
or just like, I don't like sushi. Like,
I don't.
Not from like. Especially like at this point, I feel like sushi wasn't as super mainstream as it is like now, where like there's sushi everywhere.
Yes.
Because I feel like when I was like growing up, like sushi was like, and I was like, when I was in high school, which is like years after the show ended, like sushi was like, not everybody liked it as much as they do now.
No. And people from like her, and for me, like I kind of like sushi doesn't sound appetizing. It's like a rich person food in a way. You know what I mean? Like super duper. And like Teresa in my head wouldn't be a sushi person, right? You know what I mean?
I especially like at this time, like I feel like maybe now, sure, yeah, like because I work when I was going into my office, like we work in Compton, and there's really great sushi places over there. But I feel like they're all brand new though. Like I don't think they were there. Like so I just feel like it wasn't as accessible.
Exactly. So like she could have easily
been like, I don't really like sushi. Let's get this. Like
it would have been believable.
Suggested something else to get.
Yeah.
But like, what sounds good? Yeah, you said Indian. Let's get Indian. Like
exactly. Yeah. Instead of really exposing the fact that she just really wanted to tell.
And then what's even worse is she's like, I'm not even sure it's Eddie's. And I'm like,
again, another thing she didn't have to fucking say.
like, you don't know Marissa. And I know that they explain it. They're like, she hasn't told anyone, so she just wants to get it off her chest. But I'm like,
this is probably not the person to tell.
This is right.
You're living exactly. You're living with the person that you're telling's boyfriend, who's like, your longtime lover or whatever, childhood, whatever.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, just Teresa being Teresa. You know what I mean? That's what I chalk it up to.
And we actually do a great thing, which is he has not only won back the bar mitzvah money, he has won Teresa's money. Mm-hmm. So he's like, let's get out of here.
We also cut to a scene where Seth is literally slurping with a straw out of a shot glass.
Okay, yeah. So are they shots?
I think they were shots that he was just drinking.
Oh my god, that's hilarious!
It's the funniest thing I've ever. It's so good.
It's one of those straws that you're not actually supposed to use.
Yes, it's the stir. It's one of the stir straws.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Like it is a straw, but like you don't really use that. Yeah. Because when I was like 18 using a fake ID and like drinks would come with that, I was like an idiot and would like drink with them. People were like, "That's the first tip. You're not fucking 21."
Yeah, stop doing that. That just goes to show you're not old enough to be drinking.
So fun.
You know, Seth is smitten by this girl, which
by the way, do you know how bad it is for a girl to wear a wet swimsuit all day long? I mean, yes, they never showed her in the pool, but why is her hair slicked back like it's wet? I don't know. Very weird. I wouldn't trust someone that wore a swimsuit all day walking around.
Walks into a sketchy ass bar wearing it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Should have been a first tip. But they invite her and all her friends.
Yeah, all of them.
Back to the penthouse. And she's very excited that they're staying in the penthouse.
Mm-hmm. Because I think penthouse equals money, obviously.
Yes. We cut to Kiki and Juju are having an elegant bachelorette cocktail party.
Yeah.
And Julie kind of looks bored. She's like, so where the fuck are the strippers? Like
exactly. She's like,
and then the doorbell rings and she's like, I should get it because it's probably the cable guy who needs to check something or the plumber who needs to check my pipes. She's like, you never know. And then she's like, or it's Haley. And she's so pissed. She's like, so mad. She's like, what are you doing her? And she's like, Kirsten invited me. At least somebody remembered to. And I'm like, burn. But do you really invite your future daughter-in-law to your bachelor party? I don't think so.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah, stepdaughter.
Yeah.
I don't really think you invite them to your bachelorette party.
That's
like she's friends with Kirsten, so that's why. But like, I don't think
they've never been friends. They don't like each other. Like,
if they weren't your friends, you probably wouldn't invite them to your bachelorette party if you're planning on having strippers.
Exactly. Definitely.
But Haley's hilarious. It's like, I'm only stopping by though because there was a fire truck outside and I wanted to make sure everyone's okay. And Julie's face immediately changes and Kirsten chugs her drink. She's like, and then like one by one, like 4 strippers come in and they like pick Julie up and then like all hell breaks loose. She said that like the women wouldn't like that there were strippers, but they definitely do.
Yes. Oh my God. Everybody is enamored by this.
But then Sandy calls and Kirsten's like, they're like discussing that her dad did not get a liquor license for them. And that way he could buy the land really cheap and then sell it because he knew what was happening. Yep. And she's like, would he do that? And then she's like, yeah, he would do that.
Exactly.
But then the most brutal moment of the episode. So Jimmy is like on the phone at a bar and he sees Ryan, and he like waves him over and he's like, do you know anything about Marissa moving in with Caleb and Julie? And he's like, oh, she finally told you. And he's like, no. But I just want to say, Ryan's kind of dumb here. The way that Jimmy phrased the question, he should have easily picked up on the fact that he was
didn't know.
And he did not know.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. But not only does he exposes the whole thing.
Oh yeah, so I kind of get it because Ryan is like a nice guy and he like knows Jimmy is nice. Like, Jimmy has his like bad qualities or whatever.
But he's gotten
overall better. Nice guy.
Yes.
And
even
he
whenever he
loves
was screwing people over, he was still a very good person. You know what I mean?
So he comes clean about the whole thing, apparently. Like, we don't really see him go into like all the details.
No, but he
Do
just
later
says
on.
that, yeah.
So Summer shows up into the hotel room while Seth is with this girl making out, by the way.
Yes, very much making out. I love that she storms through the door and like Ryan was like, I was trying to stop her.
There's no stopping Summer.
No, there was no stopping her at all.
But then the girl's friends show up.
This is some of the best Summer stuff ever, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. She has some great one-liners throughout the rest of the episode.
Shut up, you whore! Shut up, you skank! And then these other girls show up, and she's like, "Did somebody order more skanks?" And then this guy turns the corner, and I don't know why he wasn't like, "Yeah, these two did." Yeah. Maybe because he's trying not to be derogatory. I don't know. Yeah. But he's like, so you've had this girl all day. You ordered 3 more. I need payment up front. And they're like, payment? Okay, but here's my thing. So they owe $5,000, right?
Yeah.
They're underage. Like, they're not like not 21. Like, they're under 18.
Under 18, yeah, exactly. So all they could have been like, hey, I'm going to call the cops. We're underage.
Yeah.
Problem solved. I mean, but they might have killed him.
Maybe, because there was another guy who's obviously like a bodyguard.
Yeah, so like I feel like their life was in their hands. Huh?
But they're staying in the penthouse. Like, people will notice.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, I mean, like
he knows like the hotel concierge manager, you could say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you though. Like, I thought that was a little bit weird because, and I mean, like Sandy's disappeared off the face of the earth. Jimmy's kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Caleb, we know.
Who abandons their teenage sons in Vegas? I guess if you trust your kids, but didn't they like just go to Tijuana and like do all this other stuff? Like, I don't know.
I don't even know how. Like, I probably still would have been grounded. Like, I wouldn't have been able to go to Vegas.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't have let me go. I don't know.
I'd have been grounded for like another.
Or if they let me go, they'd be like, "You're gonna be one of those freaking kids with a leash." Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I'm gonna attach you to my arm the entire time.
Honestly, speaking of,
I love what Summer goes, "Way to go, whore boy."
So fun, but it's like really uncomfortable. I'm like, can you stop saying it now that we've established they're prostitutes? Like,
Some goes, you broke up with me. She goes, so you hire yourself call girls?
It's really
and he goes, so what? Your dad wouldn't approve?
It's such a good zinger. There's so many good ones in this like 2-minute thing.
Oh God, yes.
So then we cut to Julie. With the stripper, and he's like, what are you doing after this? And she's like, getting married. And he's like, why don't you just come with me? Like, let's continue the party. And she's like, let me grab my purse. And then
Julie herself been a little bit of a whore here. Like, whoa.
A little much. But she's with Caleb, so who knows what their agreement is, because I'm assuming they're on. Exactly. He doesn't seem like I don't know. They don't seem like they sleep in the same room.
No, he's old school. Like,
so Julie's talking to Kirsten and figures out that Haley is the one who hired the strippers. And Julie goes to confront Haley about this. She's like, you think you can catch me cheating? Like, what are you doing? And they get in a fight.
Question, do you think Haley did that on purpose?
I don't think so.
I thought he was just trying to hit on her just because he was
that they were talking or whatever, and like the way the guy talked when like Julie accused them of that was very not that was happening.
It was kind of like nonchalant, you know what I mean?
That's why Haley was talking to him, was to get a rise out of her, but I don't think she had anything to do with it.
No, exactly. 100% agree.
They get in a huge fight. They go in the pool. I don't know why this happens with every fight at the Cohen's house. Very weird. So we cut to another fight.
Woo.
Sandy shows up at Caleb's business dinner and he's like, mind if I sit? And the guy's like, sure, go ahead. And he's drinking Caleb's drink, eating their food. It's hilarious. He's telling the story of how him and his friend were going to open a similar restaurant.
I had 2 different kinds of meatloafs.
Dirty.
I love how that always gets brought up. You know what I mean? It always brings up the meatloafs.
You know, and he's like, but we couldn't get our liquor license, even though this guy knows everyone on the liquor board. And he's like, then this guy buys us out, but now he's selling you the same land for like 10 times the price.
Yep.
And he's like, but we're family. And he just goes on. He's like, now he's blackmailing blackmailing a kid to like come live with him, like just all this shit. And then he goes to punch him, and out of nowhere, Jimmy comes in and he goes, no. And you're like, why is Jimmy stopping this? And he's like, let me. And then he punches him.
Knocks the shit out of him.
Hilarious. I love the timing of all of this. Like, how did Jimmy where they were? Like, I'm very confused about that, but I love it.
But exactly. Like,
I love it. It doesn't bother me.
I love Jimmy. Jimmy's,
I just like Jimmy being able to stand up for himself, because I feel like the first time it was like a predicament that he got himself into, and like he kind of did that to himself, like whatever, don't spend people's money.
Yeah.
But this, it's like he felt like he was getting his life back on track, and it must feel so shitty that someone just like rips the rug out from under you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like he's doing all this for his daughters, even though they don't show one of them ever. I don't understand. And it's like now he's taking that away from him.
Yeah.
And like the thing that he's most upset about, which I assume any parent would be, is like, why are you involving my fucking kid in this fucking bullshit?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
You have a problem. Like, you need money.
Even the mob knows you don't fucking bring the family in, right? You know what I mean? Like, you don't bring kids into the negotiations. Like, come on.
It was just weird.
Then we go back to the sketchy bar where Ryan is losing.
Yeah, he's lost $3,000.
Yes. Which I believe what he was saying in saying that he was losing it on purpose.
I did the second I could tell because he wasn't freaking out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And okay, so she says that he lost $3,000, right? But Summer gave them $500, so they had $3,500. So it was the $500 that he had.
He still had a few chips left whenever he was at the table. Yeah. He still had a few chips. So then he cons the girl into,
give me some more money.
Give me some more money.
Now that guy is confident and thinks I suck, and now I'm gonna win. And then we cut to Ryan wearing said trucker hat, which was great. And then
it was that was a great scene right there. I really enjoyed the fact that they cut to it and he just was wearing the hat. Like, it literally made my day.
It's hilarious.
And then we cut to Sandy.
He's coming home. I don't know what time it is. I'm very confused.
I'm very confused with everything that's going on. I don't know how they get to and from where they're going so fast.
Yeah. He's like, you'll be happy to know I didn't punch Caleb in the mouth. And she's like, that's good to know. And he's like, but Jimmy did. Like, hilarious.
Oh,
so this is, I hate this. So Ryan shows up to Marissa's, and she's like mad that he told her dad everything.
Yep.
And he's like, he already knew.
Yeah.
Like pretty much
enhance the story.
Yeah, like I just told him like why, so he wasn't so mad at you. And he's like, and you weren't answering.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he literally everybody called. She's
like mad, and then she's like, well, you should go talk to Teresa, and like slams the door in his face. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and she's like, well, Teresa's pregnant and it might be yours. I'm like, do you think Teresa deserved to drop this bomb? Like, perhaps. But honestly, I guess Teresa wasn't going to tell him. But
question.
Brutal ending.
Okay, question though. She kind of insinuated more or less that she didn't know that they slept together?
I think that they probably were like, we were broken up. Let's not talk about it. Like, it's easier to not, like, we were broken up. It's not like anybody cheated. Let's just not discuss it, kind of thing.
She acted very weird about that.
It was weird.
Like, I kind of insinuated the fact that she didn't like sleep with him, whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
It's very weird. I hated it. This is a brutal ending. I'm not emotionally prepared to watch the finale.
Me neither. MVP.
I went Jimmy.
Yeah, there's no other. Like, the sock and the punch, the sock in the face was the end. Like, that was the icing on the cake, right?
Because I love Vacation Jimmy. I love Fighting Jimmy. It was just a good Jimmy episode.
Yeah, it was a very, very good Jimmy episode. Fun fact.
There were like a couple, but I didn't really like any of them. So I guess the best one to settle on is the Beastie Boys song that plays at the end. Check it out. Actually premiered on this episode. They like hyped it up as a promotional thing.
Yeah.
If you would have told me that that was a thing when this came out, that the Beastie Boys would premiere a song on a teen drama, I would have been like, shut the fuck up. But here we are.
Exactly. Our buddy Jeremy's got a few fun facts for us this week. First off, he says, I don't mean to step on Kenzie's toes with my fun facts.
Oh my God, no, I love them.
Yeah, we do too. It's hilarious. We love it. So the main fun fact for this strip should be the number one fun fact for Kenzie. Trucker Hat Guy was played by actor-producer David Rowntree. I know him from a horror flick Cut, which he directed and starred in. It's on Amazon Prime. It's just okay. But he was in the Britney Spears video, Oops, I Did It Again.
Who is he?
His name's David Rowntree.
Interesting. He is not the...
He also played Tony Romo for the 2008 ESPYs, which is funny. He did bring up his second fun fact about the Beastie Boys thing, which is good. And then he has one more. The actress Kristen Renton.
Oh, he's like one of those guys with like the thing.
Yeah. So he played the girl that played the escort that tricked Seth was on another show with Adam Brody in the MTV before the OC called Now What, that ran about a season. Johnny Lewis, who played Chili in season 3, was also on the show.
Yes, I remember that show.
So yeah, thank you, Jeremy, again. This is like it's like a weekly thing, Jeremy. Like legitimately, like we look forward to your fun facts.
Britney Spears thing. So
yeah.
Amazing.
At least he knows your brand.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Also, everyone listening that has Hulu, please watch the New York Times Framing Britney Spears, available now. You're welcome.
Watch it tonight, I think.
Yeah, it's fucking sad.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get around to it this weekend.
But also, I love anything that frames Justin Timberlake as a villain, because he is one. Team Janet, Team Britney. And it does.
I'm excited about it. I can't wait to watch it. I'm pretty stoked about it. So, all right,
please
folks.
check out fellow OC fans.
Yes. Real quick, next week, what we're going to do before we dive into the season finale is we're going to do a season 1 recap. Yay. We're going to talk about maybe our favorite scenes, favorite episodes, favorite characters. Maybe we'll like list off our favorite characters, favorite cameos, least favorite characters. I mean, we already know who's going to be number 1 on that list, but can't wait to bash him one more time and her one more good time.
Teresa sticks around a little bit.
Yes.
Though.
So it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for it. And on top of that, we're going to announce, and I'll announce it again next week, but we're going to do a live season finale show where we're going to do it live.
Better get all his fun facts in order.
Exactly, Jeremy. So I hope you join us, but we're going to do a live season finale review. I'm looking forward to that as well. Kenzie and I have been talking about it, and we kind of threw it out there to the world, and we had a lot of interest in doing so. So we hope you join us as well. We'll give you more details at the beginning of next week's episode, but make sure to follow Kenzie on Twitter at KenzieVanunu. Give myself a follow at RickyViller_. And thank you so much for listening as always. And we'll talk to you guys later. I like the little head bob.